After 3 days of driving, I'm here at the base of Mount Shasta right now. This isn't the normal trailhead. I am at McBride Springs. Bunny Flat is snowed over for the next couple of weeks. I'm well below 5,000 feet right now, so I've got a long way to go. Just had some lunch, picked up my permits, and time to make some progress. Didn't take me very long to run into consistent snow, so I've opted to snowshoe up. Bad news is it means I'm wearing about 5 pounds per foot, but here's hoping for smooth conditions going up to horse camp. Made it here to a mostly snow-covered horse camp. Decent set of footprints leading up here, so made everything a little bit easier. This is the place where I would have converged had I started off at Bunny Flat, which is a comforting thought. Gonna stop here for a second, grab a snack, and then continue heading up the mountain where the real climb begins. Heading up to the first set of rocks up there. Found a suitable place to make camp up here, the lower section of Casaval Ridge. Ended up in snowshoes the whole time. It was pretty slick in some spots, just lots of afternoon sun melting the snow. Hopefully it gets a little bit colder overnight, snow firms up, and make it that summit attempt. Got my temporary little home set up for the night. Dinner's cooking. Unfortunately, on a high mountain like this, you gotta melt snow in order to get drinking water, but at least it's nice and fresh and cold. Sun is getting real low on the mountain. When it goes down, it's gonna get really cold really fast, so I'm gonna get into the tent and get back out here in the morning. It's just after 2 a.m. here in my tent here. Just taking a second to warm up for one last time. It is going to be a long day ahead. Alright, I'm all suited up, ready to go. It's a full moon night. There's almost no wind. It's kind of eerie, honestly, but couldn't ask for better conditions. First hour or so is going to be getting up to the main part of the ridge, and then I can start making decisions from there. I'm about to drop down onto main Casaval Ridge. It's awfully high up here. We definitely wouldn't want to fall at this point. But once I get down there, if it gets too excessive, I can always traverse over to the west face. But there seems to be some boot pack, so if somebody's done it fairly recently. So made it through what would be considered the steep traverse crux of the route. It's honestly terrifying. I don't recommend it for anyone, but at this point, it's safer to just keep moving forward than to try and do that again. So hopefully it gets a little bit better from here. So I traversed a little bit. Past the main ridge up to what would more be the west face gully, bypassed the Hourglass, which probably for the best. We'll see if I can traverse back over, if I'll just hold this line for the way up. But in the meantime, I think it's time for some breakfast. The sun's starting to come up. It's sure beautiful on the mountain. And a welcome change from 3 hours of walking in the dark. It's been some slow moving up here. You get to that elevation where air is hard to come by. I rejoined Casaval Ridge right above the catwalk. We got the knife edge in front of me and should top out to Misery Hill in a second. So got the sun on me, it's starting to feel warm. So I'm gonna have to shed some jackets when I get up there. And there we have Misery Hill and the summit. Imagine the hill is going to live up to its name. I got plenty of time and have to say I was pretty relieved when I got off of Casaval Ridge. By looking up there, it's pretty daunting. At least the danger factor is largely gone, and now I just have to stick it out. Yeah, that really did suck. But we're almost there, a couple hundred feet from the summit. It's going to drop down a little bit before we go into the crater and then up onto the summit rim. I'm in the crater of an active volcano right now, which is kind of a wild thought. I'm also above 14,000 feet and completely drained. Summit's right up there. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's gonna take everything I got. There it is. I've been walking for over 8 hours at this point. It's been quite a long haul. But stuck it out. It's almost done. And it's done. Here we are, summit of Mount Shasta. It's really something. Couple of notes on the climb. It was a serious long haul, about 9,500 feet from the car to here. And it'll go up a little bit since I'll have to go uphill in order to get back to my camp. Didn't see a single person the entire day on the mountain. I guess if Bunny Flat's going to open in a week or two, plenty of reason to wait, because heading from McBride Springs is brutal, but sometimes you have to take what you can get. At least weather was incredible. It's sunny, it's nice, views are great. Couldn't have asked for better in that regard. They say that you can't stay on the summit forever. You have to come down eventually. They also say that summit's only the halfway point. Needless to say, I've got a long way to go. Hoping for smooth travels down the west face, maybe a sweet glissade, and a timely arrival back at camp. The breeze has picked up, so it's a good time to get off the upper mountain. That's my long way down. Of course, it was too dark to see in the morning, but I was traversing this section. Awfully steep. So in order to get to this mound, I need to descend down the west face and then climb back up. It's a little bit chaotic getting back up to the ridge. Definitely missed a few opportunities to descend that I should have made, but on the bright side, it's the last meaningful uphill section of the trip, so definitely will make everything a little bit easier from here on out. So I made it back to camp. My original plan was going to be to pack up my tent and stuff, walk a little bit further down to make things a little easier for tomorrow, but it has been a very, very long day. And I kind of like this campsite. This the snow free and nice views. So I'll stick around here for the night and head on out in the morning. Tent is all packed up, ready to walk down to the car. It's a beautiful morning, but the wind was really whipping last night. I'm glad I got up when I did, because it would have been concerning to take off this morning. One recommendation is if you're walking on snow, use sunscreen on your neck, because the sun is blasting you from both directions. Oversight on my part. Making pretty good time here, so I'm going to peek my head into the horse camp hut. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and proceed out to the car. Hopefully it won't take more than a couple hours. Well, I'm back. It's been 46 hours since I left the car. I think I got decent sleep, maybe 6 of those hours. So I'm tired and my feet hurt, but I'm happy to be back. So for a few parting thoughts, I really couldn't have gotten better conditions. It was went over about as well as I could reasonably have expected. It would have been plenty difficult to just start at Bunny Flat and go up Avalanche Gulch. But between the McBride start, the Casaval Ridge variant, I must have logged over 10,000, maybe closer to 11,000 feet vertical elevation. I think it's safe to say it's the most physically demanding climb that I've done up to this point. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not. There's plenty of better ways to do it, but this is a beautiful time of year to experience the mountain, and it sure makes for a good story. So I am now going to go to Black Bear Diner. Signing off.